Welcome to Failing Out Loud, my new Iron Man account. I'm here to fail publicly, at PVM, at content creation, and most importantly, live with the camera on me. Here I am, showing up before I'm ready. Because Courageous Comfort begins with exposure. Taking a moment to pause and reflect on this whole video editing part of this creation I'm hoping to make, and I just there's a lot of values and such that are contradicting each other right now for me, of how to make this coherent, how to make it digestible, how to make it short enough, how to make it fast enough pace, how to capture the best and most joyful moments and that might uplift, and the moments that might inspire, and but also to include all of the mistakes that I kind of want to highlight, right? Of this is failing out loud, so I want to bring all those mistakes to the forefront and show that you can move on, right? So it's coming to that realization that, you know, if I want to release a 20-minute video of something that's 5 hours, well, something's going to have to get cut. And, you know, so I've been struggling with that, trying to figure it out, trying to take that all in, and just, you know, I'm 3 or 4 weeks in, maybe like 3 weeks into streaming, and I've only done the first episode in terms of making all the cuts, and I keep redoing this episode and keep wrestling and trying to figure out how to organize it, and it's because, you know, I'm at a point where it's just impossible. It's literally just impossible to condense this into 20 minutes while keeping all my values. And so this is me failing out loud at editing. I'm gonna have to get rid of things, and I guess that might make me a fraud, or I might, you know, not honor what I'm trying to do, but I have all these different wants within me. You know, I don't want to take everyone's time up and try to make a series that's like requires 10 hours of watching every week to keep track of. You know, I think 40 minutes at most is what I want. Ideally, you know, 20 minutes. You know, and so how do you condense, you know, 20 to 30 hours of streaming into 20 to 40 minutes that carries and honors what I set out to do, while also making it into something that's worthy of someone's attention? And it's not easy, I guess. It's not possible. That's what I think it is, right? Is that I'm gonna have to balance these values in a way that doesn't honor any of them 100%. That, you know, I can try to capture it, but yeah, it's going to be in a way that's going to make me look the best, right? That, you know, if you're just going to watch me stumble, I got to get closer. If I'm just going to stumble into all of these situations, and, you know, I'm going to really celebrate me just failing and looking my worst, I just don't really think that's what I'm setting out to do, right? I don't want to just be the failing out loud. You know, that's part of the process, is to fail out loud, but it's to demonstrate that you can do it and still progress. And so if I'm just highlighting all me failing, well, that's not what I'm trying to set out to do. But if I don't have that, am I actually being authentic to what I'm trying to do? So I'm gonna have to curate it. And if I curate this, well, I'm gonna do it in a way that is coherent, and I'm gonna want to do it in a way that is enjoyable and that still honors me failing out loud, but it's gonna, highlight me failing out loud in the most endearing way possible, instead of the little failures that don't add to the actual story of just like, oh, this is just me making a mistake that takes away from the main story, right? So they all have to kind of coherently keep contributing to the pace of this 20-minute video to make it coherent, but also to stuff has to get out. So if it doesn't add to the story, then it kind of needs to get removed. If it doesn't add to the themes of the character that I'm presenting, then it needs to get removed. And so all of the awkward silences, all of the, it took me on Tutorial Island, it took me 10 minutes almost to start getting, I wasn't nervous, I think, but it was just kind of this, how do I even talk? It was just this, I'm just doing my thing, I'm playing the game, and it took me almost 10 minutes of the character creation screen just to start talking, because I didn't have anything to talk about yet, and so I can't show 10 minutes of me not talking, right? That doesn't make sense. But is that being authentic to, my failures and me failing out loud? Well, no. And so I have to live with that trade-off, and I was fine with that, so I cut the 10 minutes out. And there were other moments, right? And so yeah, it's that's just what it's gonna have to be. That it's not gonna be perfect. It's just gonna be what it is. And to encapsulate all of those values and honor them all, I just have to put it out there. And so it kind of got me, some reason I started reflecting on this legend of Tom Wiseau in The Room, and how he probably set out to do some things, and he did it and released it. And it's that, I was kind of thinking of I'm, as the creator of what I'm doing right now, it's on me to create it. And so I can't really be too concerned if it doesn't end up, someone's gonna watch it and be like, oh, he's just putting the good moments in, and if you go to his live stream and watch it, it's not gonna be that authentic to the live stream. And well, I couldn't please that person, and that's fine. I'm not gonna please everyone. I'm not trying to do that. But the live stream is there. If someone wants to go back and watch me fail out loud, it's all right there. I can't do anything. I'm not going to edit those ones, right? But I'm not asking anyone to really watch those. It's not, it's there as a library to you can go there, clip them, and laugh at them. I'm not afraid of that. But to put it in my video, it's going to take away from these videos that I'm making. And so it's am I being authentic to the spirit of what I set out to do? And, altogether, maybe, but I'm going to fail at it. And that's the point, though. It's failing out loud. And so as an editor, I'm going to fail out loud, too. It's not just, I'm going to fail at everything. But all of those little failures doesn't make the whole thing a failure. It's just these little imperfect moments, and I hope that all those imperfect moments add up into something that people actually want to watch. I'm not a masochist. I'm not trying to get everyone to, I'm not trying to be a clown that's oh, I'm just whoop, 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 I'm just trying to demonstrate, hopefully, that making mistakes and using your intelligence and it not working sometimes, and sometimes it is working, and that You don't have to follow all these guides, and you don't have to do what the meta is, and you can just go and play. And yeah, it's going to lead to these moments that I wish I didn't do in the account, but now I learned, and maybe you can learn through my example of like, oh, that's why you don't do that. Okay, well, he did it this way, but I could do it this way. And so he got this right, this right, this right. And so I'm going to do that, but then I'm going to do this instead. And so that's kind of that's the way I view life, at least, is I always had the ability to look at these people that others often judged, and I look at them and I kind of try to appreciate what they do or understand what they do and what it gives them and what it does for them. And, so everyone's an example. To some people are examples to avoid, and some people are examples to follow, and some people are examples to contemplate, and some people are just examples that are not worthy of any attention, maybe. And so all I can do is, fail out loud. Basically, it's all we all do. And I'm just kind of bringing more attention to it because we live in a world that's curated, right? And maybe I'm just demonstrating why it's curated. And I'm just trying to at least acknowledge my failures at that. But this is why it's the way it is. And be okay with that. I'm not perfect, the world's not perfect, and we can all look at each other as these examples, and we can try to prove or not prove, or go about our lives in a way that we're happy with. And so I'd hope to make this account for multiple reasons, and I just hope that it does some good in the world. Is why I want to release it. If I want people's attention, it's I'm not one to seek attention usually, and so now that I am, what do I want them to attend to? And I just wish that people in my own life, in my own experience, in my own time, went out of their way to show me some rope sometimes. And so I guess I'm just trying to be a good big brother for the rest of the world sometimes. And maybe I'm not that guy. Maybe I'm not the paragon of virtue and the example to follow, but I mean, someone is, and that person is probably not making videos, probably just living his life and doesn't really care. And so, I'm in a transition period in my life, and if I don't do this now, I'll never do it. And so I can at least try and put it out there and allow the world to accept it as it is, and live with that. That I'm going to fail at all these things I set out to, and I'm going to say all these beautiful words and paint myself in the best way, and I'm going to make videos that make myself look good, and even if it's mistakes that are being displayed, well, it's in a way that is probably going to be more endearing and kind of paints me as someone that's capable of being vulnerable and whatever else. And I have to live with that because I don't know what the better way is, and I can't just spend 20 years making this video and then finally release this perfect thing that encapsulates everything that I set out to. That's not possible, right? And so you have all of these values and all of these constraints, and well, I just have to do my best and put it out there and hope that it lands for someone and lands for myself, and maybe I'll get that. Maybe it'll be good enough. Maybe it won't. And everyone can judge that on their own. And so as the creator of this, the curator, maybe it's called that, as the curator of this thing, this authentic thing, right? I'm going to paint myself in the best possible light, and I can't do anything else. It doesn't, painting myself in a negative light this entire time is not what I want to accomplish. But painting myself in a positive light is closer. And I'm going to curate this so that it is endearing, so that people do want to watch, that people do get inspired. If it's just me making mistakes and looking like a fool, it's just going to be like, well, why am I going to watch this idiot? And why am I going to devote more than 10 or 20 minutes to watch this video? It's just this guy fooling around and being distracted and unfocused and misspeaking and just not speaking for 10 minutes. And if that's already out there though, and that's what I have to kind of recognize, is that it's in the live stream, that's there. And so it's on me to make videos that people enjoy. Because if they don't enjoy it, then they're not going to watch it. And if they don't watch it, then, it is whatever, right? Why do I want people to watch it? I hope that it has good. I hope it does good for them. That's why. But if no one's going to watch it, it can paint the best story ever. It can be the highest of values and what they need to hear, but if they don't have a reason, or it doesn't give them with enough positive emotion that they want to continue on with it, then everything else doesn't even matter. Like I'm already accomplishing my failing out loud by doing the live stream. And so maybe this is just a long-winded way of justifying what I'm doing here, and well, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong, and maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I don't even know what you think. Maybe you're just like, this guy's just ranting, has no idea what he's doing, and maybe he's not that good at it, and I agree with you. That's why I'm here though, is to get good at it. Because I do want to be a storyteller. I think it's the most important thing in the world. Someone's got to tell the stories, and I don't like the way stories are being told right now in our culture and in our world. And what my little sisters are going to watch and read, and what's going to rise for them. And I want these stories to inspire the best in people. And so I can present my story and hope that it's good enough, and hope that it inspires, hope that it entertains, and hope that it accomplishes what I want to the highest degree. And what I want is for it to be coherent, and what I want is it to be, not a multi-hour commitment every day. And so I'm failing out loud. And that's all I can do. He released it though. So he let this imperfect thing into the world and let it grow on its own, right? That's how he presented it. That's what he wanted it to be. And it grew to its own thing that was outside of his control. And, I hope to be able to do that with this account, is that I have all these values within me, but the constraints and stuff are going to make it a little difficult to do everything perfectly. And I just have to acknowledge that, do my best, and, not really care what people think of it, I guess. I want it to have good effects on people. That's why I'm releasing it, but, maybe I'm just not that guy. it's a possibility and something I can be okay with, but maybe I just need the experience and need to just put it all out there, put it all on the table, and just keep forming it and mixing it and realizing that it's not going to be perfect. It just can't be, right? Those constraints that I put on myself are not possible. It's just like I can't make the impossible possible. I can try my best at, making a miracle, but I can't condense 4 hours into 20 minutes without taking out content that is going to show all of my mistakes coherently, while also making it into a video that people would actually enjoy and can relax and watch, because that's something I want too, while also marketing myself as Courageous Comfort with this example to follow, right? So I can just put this video out and make myself look like a fool and take rid of all of like the good moments, or the opposite, or try to mix them and try to like figure out exactly what it is that needs to be released. But it's this is the first failure of editing, I suppose, is that the mission I put in front of me is impossible. And I'm 3 weeks into filming and I'm been wrestling with this and trying to make it work, and it's how to organize it, how to do it, and it just is what it is. And I need to make this into a creation I'm proud of. And that means I'm going to have to sacrifice some of the values because they don't coherently fit with each other. I have all these different wants and desires within this vessel, right? And, well, I can have all the great ideas in the world, but putting it out there and forming it, making it something that I'm proud of, making it into something that is authentic to what I'm trying to do, and making it into something that's well paced, that's coherent, that's funny, that's enjoyable, that people warms their heart. And so I just have to do my best, and that means I have to sacrifice some of I'm not sacrificing my values. I guess I have to balance them in a way that honors all of them while dishonoring them, or that doesn't fully encapsulate that value in its purity at its most real, right? And that's something I'm gonna have to live with, is that it's not going to be perfect, and I'm not going to be perfect, and I think we all know perfect doesn't exist. And it's much easier to think you're capable and the man and whatever high ego, that whatever value you think. And everyone measures themselves in a certain way. And so it's like, oh, I'm the most humble person. I have the most humility. I'm the most creative. I'm the most relaxed. I'm the least caring of, what I am. Oh, I'm the most balanced person. And it's, we're all measuring ourselves to a value that we care about. And I'm just recognizing that I have a ton of values and a ton of capacities and a ton of just slop all kind of figured out in this karmic vessel that I am. And it's time to bring it out into the world and let it live on its own. So let's get it done then.